Pike's pushed Morton far enough ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Tuesday night. It is UkSimracers MX5 Season 3 of 2024. It's around 6 of the autumn season, live from Oulton Park International. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Tom Cairns here this evening as well. And what a season it has been so far. This is actually number 6 of our opening 7 round legs in the UK. So got a lot to look forward to, as we've got one more UK leg before we head out into the United States at Road America. So stay tuned for that one. Let's bring you up the standings. They are at this moment in time in the AM standing. It's Charles Kellerman out in front, with Colin Sanson and Fiona Siddons, then Darren McLean in 4th, Andy Littler 5th, then Alan Toon and Craig Jones and Mick Barry, then Arnold Chonier, Callum McPherson, Steve Hansford and Roger Morton. Not been here this season. In the pro class, it's Dan Hunt out in front with Jamie Ayres in 2nd place, then Pete Newman, Tom Griffiths, Pete Van Gaal and Steve Hefford, then Jamie Wilson, Ralph Cullen and Ollie Ricks, Luke Pullen, Andrew McEwen and Ian Jenkins. They got promoted up to pros from 10th, 11th and 12th. They were AMs last week. Martin Sampson and Dries Neese and Carl Hardy have not got points on the board. In the overall standing, this is the situation. Dan Hunt out in front on 3,855. Then Jamie Ayres on 3,735. Then you got Pete Newman on 3,30. Then Jamie Wilson, PVG, Ralph Cullen and Steve Hefford, Tom Griffiths, Colin Sanson and Charles Kellerman rounding out the top 10. Then you got Fiona Siddons, Ollie Ricks, Darren McLean, Andy Littler, Darryl Wright, Alan Toon, Martin Sampson and Steve Hansford. Moving on from that, you got Roger Morton, Miles Owens, Mick Barry, John Sylvester, Craig Jones, Ewan Bramer, Arnold Chonier, Dan Dennison, and Luke Pullen, Dan Lewis, Andrew McEwen, Leon Jenkins, Dries Neese, and Carl Hardy in the team standings. This is the state of affairs currently going in as the overall of the 3 seasons. Momo out in front by a long way over Result Clothing iRacing team, then Work Guide by Result in 3rd, Optical Green 4th, DOF Reality 5th, Team Chimera, Pure Sims Result, Year 1, Safeguard by Result, Pure Sims, SimRace Sweden, Letter Rail Racing, and Aero Kinetics. They're the final ones here as well. Just going into qualifying, we'll be having 15 minutes of qualifying. Then we will take on 4 50-minute heats. We will do 2 first. Then we will take a break, and then we will go into the next 2. As you can see at Oulton Park, it is absolutely tipping down. We have got a rain-soaked heat number 1, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see who can take that pole position in the rain. Everybody on wet tyres at this moment in time as well. But let's bring Tom into the booth. Tom, welcome in. How are you? Yeah, absolutely. It is the full international circuit layout. So we do have Britain's and we do have Hislop. So stay tuned for that one. Andy Littler, good evening. Good evening to you, dear sir. Did you not fancy some rain at Oulton Park this evening? Is that why you're not here, Mr. Littler? Let me know on that one. So in through Hislops we go, and coming out through Knickerbrook. It is the full layout, Tom. There has been a wet practice. It's been very, very interesting indeed. And I think this race, well, it could be rather interesting. On the case of rain, it is raining in qualifying, so I do expect it to be raining for the race here as well. Mr. Littler's working nights, unfortunately. Is that a 10 till 6 shift, Andy? Is that the problem on that one? Oh, I know other people do weird nights. My father-in-law does like 7 to 4 in the morning or something very bizarre along them lines in his job. So let's hope it's just a straight 10 till 6. For you, should be exciting indeed. We're going to start getting times on the board. I probably will not make any more races this season, unfortunately. Oh, Andy, that's a shame. Not seeing you on track there, so you and Sir Alan Toon having a right little ding-dong at times. I do love that. 6 to 6. Oh, mate, I did that years ago. I did 2 day shifts of 6 to 6, and then we had a break, and then went on 2 night shifts of 6 to 6. It was absolutely horrendous. It was a killer on that one. So yeah, I feel you as well with a long old shift on this one. But yeah, it should be exciting. He says he can't hear Tom. Tom, have a speak for me.
Hello, Andy. I mean, going on a point about shift patterns, I used to work in a job until the beginning of this year where I was working 8 until 8, like 8 in the evening until 8 in the morning.
Oh, mate, that's just horrendous. It was factory work I did. Used to do 2 days, 2 nights on a 4-day week. So you used to do 6 to 6, 6 to 6, and then have 24 hours almost off, and then do 6 p.m. in the night or the following day till 6 p.m. the following morning, and then do that for 2 days. It was, and then I had 4 days off, of course, so it was 4 on, 4 off, so it wasn't too bad. But I can tell you what, swapping from days to nights is an absolute killer. Yeah, Sky now. Oh, that's good, considering I think it was here from the beginning. We're just waiting for times to come in. Going in now to Lodge with Dan Hunt here. Let's see what the first representative times. It's going to be over 2 minutes. They have been all over 2 minutes in the rain, so I'm expecting this one to be over 2 minutes as well. It'll just be who's going to get the closest on that one. Steve Hifford goes over in second place. Craig Jones on the track at this moment in time. We'll see how he gets on. PVG goes third or fourth. Jenkins goes third, almost a second slower. They're going to be slower lap times, Tom. I think this opening wet race could be an exciting one.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to this one, actually. Even the times are in the 2-minute mark around this course. So as far as laps are going to be concerned for the race later, we see Craig Jones going into Tokyo Drift mode. Sadly, mate, it's the wrong racing to be doing that. It's you're probably looking at most 8 laps, but they'll do well to even get to 8 laps. It'll probably be 7.
I think we're going to get 7 here. I'd be very surprised if we get 8 in 15 minutes. That means those guys will be doing like 1 minute 40s, 1 minute 50s, and at the moment they're doing 2 minutes. So I think we might just get 7, possibly 6, depending on how slow the opening lap is. But we'll see on how these guys get on. Tom Griffiths is out there in the rain, doing his thing as well. Tom, the real-life racing driver of these cars, is in the MX5 Super Cup, I believe it is, and he does real-life MX5 racing, so he should be good if he's raced these round in the rain now before, because obviously being a real-life driver, he probably has done rain work as well. We've got obviously the likes of Leon Jenkins, who was here last week. Andrew McEwen is another one that was here last week as well, and I can't see Mr. Luke Pullen, but Yeah, I don't think he's here. He obviously dominated the AMs last week. We did say there was promotions coming, and there is straight away. Basically, the three of them have gone up into pros. I did, however, get a message from somebody who said that Mr. Luke Pullen is actually a real world racing driver as well. So that could explain why he absolutely dominated the AMs last week. I'm just trying to find the website, to be honest, and be able to give you a little bit more information on what Luke drives in. He's a British racing driver currently competing primarily in a BRSCC Mazda MX5 Championship after a brief stint in cadet karting as a kid. So that could explain why Mr. Luke Pullen absolutely dominated everybody last week, because he is a real-life BRSCC MX5 driver. So that could explain a lot, Tom.
Yeah, and I do love the Mazda MX5 racing wherever we watch it, and it'd be good to see more of those drivers participating, because we do like to see drivers like Luke Pullen and Tom Griffiths racing in championships like this, because it tells us something about them, in where they've sort of come from in regards to background. Some people are lucky enough to have a background in racing professionally, whereas others have had to sort of do like 9-to-5 jobs and obviously save up for a bit of iRacing when they've got time in the evening or during the day, whenever they decide to do it. But it's nice to have a bit of a mix in regards to backgrounds where people have come from. And so far in this session, Dan Hunt's making the most of his track position. He's got the fastest time at 2:03.9 ahead of Leon Jenkins with a 2:04.4. Nearly half a second back is Jenkins. So there's a chance that we could see others pick up the pace a little bit as the track improves.
Yeah, Tom also races in the BRSCC Mazda MX5 Super Cup as well. Was at Cadwell Park on the 15th of August racing there, and he races in exactly the same livery he has here. So it's exactly the same livery for Tom Griffiths. There is no change of livery. Dan Hunt still out in front on a 2:03 and 1:26 as he's just gone over the line to set a faster time than he did before. Leon Jenkins is just about coming over the line as well. What is he going to be able to post on the board? Is he going to be able to make an improvement? It's a 2:03.166, 4/100ths off Dan Hunt's time. PVG on a 2:04. Wilson on, well, you did 2:05, sorry, PVG. Wilson there on a 2:05. Ayres just puts himself into fourth on a 2:04.5 as well. 2-second disparity between first and fifth. I think that's probably one of the longest gaps we've had between these people.
Yeah, there's a lot of time to make up over the course of this lap. I'm trying to count the number of corners on the current configuration, or the configuration that we are using tonight. I'd probably count something like 11, 12. At Hislops, are they using the chicane at all? Like, yes, they are. Yeah, they are using the chicane at the end of it. So you're probably looking at around 15 corners around this track, which may not sound like too many, but there's so many which you have to absolutely nail. As you can see, Leon Jenkins navigating his way through Britons before he goes up through Hislop, or Hilltop, I should say, and then turning towards Hislops and Knickerbrook. And we will see whether he is actually gaining time throughout this lap. I can tell you, well, he's gone green in Sector 4 of this course. There are 7 sectors that have been climbed up. He's gone, how's he doing about the remainder of the lap here as he goes towards Sector 5? Is he going green in Sector 5? He should do, given the way he went through Hislops. It's a yellow, actually, so it's not actually improving. I think they're all they're doing now is just trying to find hundreds and thousands to improve.
Yeah, Steve Hefford sitting there with a purple and 2 greens. He is improving at the moment. He is going to be needed to go past the car that's off the side of the circuit. That's Leon Jenkins off side of the circuit. And as he's coming down now into Lodge, the right-hander, dropping down through the gears. And then we'll be going into first gear around this corner, down through Deer Leap, coming out the other side And now we're having a sprint as quickly as we possibly can into Old Hall Corner. It doesn't feel like you're going fast at 100 mile an hour, but you definitely are. Down through into 30 goes Steve Hefford, 2:03.912. So great drive from Steve for that lap. At the moment, we've got Darren McLean currently tracing down Craig Jones, who is leading the AMs. We do have 15 drivers on the racetrack. Pete Newman's still in the pits, so Alan Toon's been in the pits, and Craig Jones has gone back into the pits. I know Craig was having a little bit of problem with his internet and has been for the last 24 hours, to be blatantly honest with you. So yeah, he needs to be on my internet company. You actually emailed me to tell me they're going to turn me off for a period of time, which they did do yesterday. Actually, I just finished one broadcast just in time before they decided to turn my internet off for maintenance. So that was nice, but at least it didn't went off overnight, 11 till 5. So and not many people actually do turn around and tell you that they're going to turn you off, to be fair, Tom. They normally just turn you off in general.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's just out of time to contact you just to warn you, or even give you a heads up, say, yep, we're turning your internet off in 2 or 3 hours' time, and that way you would have got yourself ready for that. But just to turn it off abruptly just feels a bit wrong. Yeah,
but I tell you one thing as well, is literally we sat there last night after the internet went down, me and the wife and son, and we were like, we might as well go to bed, because there was literally nothing to do. Our TV is all internet based. We don't have Sky or anything like that. Obviously Netflix, internet, Disney, the whole Prime, everything was internet. So you literally had nothing to do as PVG goes around and does a lovely pirouette. Does he keep it out of the wall? No. He's not really got control of that at the moment. He's just come back across the race circuit. Jamie Ayres is improving here as well as he's going down into Lodge. Yeah, it's surprising how much the internet you rely on, to be blatantly honest, because as I say, I was in bed by about 11:15 last night, because after that there was no internet. Apart from watching a film on my phone using my mobile data, which was nice. Jamie Ayres is going to go over our line. This will be an improvement, but how far up will he go? Dan Hunt has made an improvement to a 2:02. Ayres 2:04.438. No improvement last time out, and I think that lap got invalidated, to be blatantly honest with you. Tom Griffiths is there sitting down in 8th at the moment. Charles Kellerman still out on the racetrack, 2:07.792. Fiona Siddons 2:08.678. So I think we're going to see our largest disparity of times between drivers that we've ever had throughout this season. Andy McEwen goes over the line, but he's sitting in 7th. Tom Griffiths is going to be the next one over the line here, as they've not got a lot of time. We've got about 1:20. Dan Hunt, who is still going green and is absolutely flying at this moment in time at a 2:02.949, is looking to go faster as well. Dan Hunt looking at a little bit of a different class here this evening.
Yep, we saw Tom Griffiths go in front of Andy McEwen into P7. Dan Hunt pretty much has pole position in the back. The gap he's got over Leon Jenkins, just a couple of tenths, but it's still enough for Hunt to hold on. Darren McLean, the fastest out of all the AMs as well. We had a Craig Jones and Colin Sanson. But we do have 2 drivers who have yet to post times. They are PVG, so Alan Toon and Pete Newman. So hopefully we'll see those 2 in the race very, very short. We've just got 30 seconds to go, so it's time for Dan Hunt to get one more final lap completed over the line. Where does he go here? Well, he's going to end up fastest, but has he improved on his time?
Ooh.
He does improve by quite some way.
Yeah, 2:02.473. Steve Hefford is the only other man that is not going to get time. You're too far away, the Hefford there. You must stop on the racetrack. You're going to be out as well. You're going to be out. You're going to be out. And you're going to be... Nobody's going to get to the end, as there will be a hard cut-off at the end of qualifying, which basically means they're going to get cut off their laps. If they haven't got over before the 2 time runs out, they are not going to get over. So we'll wait for the session to go over into race. Dan Hunt is your leader on pole. Leon Jenkins alongside him. 6 tenths, massive. Steve Hefford, 1.4 seconds back. Then PVG, Jamie Ayres, Jamie Wilson, Tom Griffiths, and Andrew McEwen. Then Darren McLean getting the pole in the AMs with Craig Jones, Colin Sampson, and Charles Kellerman in behind him. Fiona Siddons, Pete Newman, and Sir Alan Toon are all on the racetrack ready to go here. So hold on to your hats, because we're going to be on for an absolute flyer here this evening. Oulton Park in the rain. What more could we ask? 15 minutes will tell us what more we can ask. We got two 15-minute races, then we'll have a break, and then we got race 3 and race number 4 coming up for you after the break. So stay tuned on that one. Here we go. The lights are going to be coming on now. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, round 6, race 1 is up and running. It's green, green, green. Dan Hunt got the whole shot off the line, coming down into Hold Hall. Alongside with Leon Jenkins and Steve Hefford at the moment. He's trying to take a little bit of an open line. He's going to get a run out of Hold Hall down into Cascades. Is this going to be Hefford's moment to make this move and get up behind Dan Hunt as quickly as possible? Not this time going into Cascades. Jenkins opens the door up a little bit. He comes through Cascades, still managing to hold on to that second place. Dan Hunt did what he needed to do there, Tom. He got away cleanly.
Yeah, it took an early lead, taking a nice line through Old Hull down towards Cascades. Dan Hunt doing everything he needs to do so far, with Leon Jenkins right behind him. We've got Steve Hefford under attack from PVG and Jamie Ayres. The Momo boys are about to go into combat themselves. Will they get through cleanly around Shell Oils? I think they will do. Watch out for Tom Griffiths, is looking to the outside here. He should be a specialist in these conditions, knows his way around Oulton Park. He has won here in the past in the MX5 Championship of UkSimracers, and he is fancying to go here. So expect to see a lot in this race. So we see two cars tunneling together. It's McEwen and Wilson who have gone into the wall.
Yeah, unfortunately they have. And is that purely because they've decided to go too wide? Wilson's on the left, McEwen's on the grass. He's already going. He just unfortunately lost it on the grass and then come straight across and put him and Jamie Wilson into the wall. Tom Griffiths, Ayres, PVG, Jenkins, Hefford and Hunt are your leading 5. Darren McLean still leading the arms at the moment. Pete Newman has got himself in between him and Craig Jones, and Jones is trying to follow him to get pulled forward to the arm leader of Darren McLean, all settling down a little bit from the backpack. But as you can see from the times on the left-hand side, it is Jamie Ayres chasing down Leon Jenkins, then PVG, Hefford and Hunt, as these guys going side by side here as well. PVG just about to tuck out the inside of Druids. Down through Deer Leap he goes. Is he going to be able to get the run out? That's going to be the question. Out of Deer Leap, he's run that very long way round that seems to be taking for absolutely ages. He gets the nudge from Griffiths. Griffiths settles in to go around the outside if he can. He's not. PVG still getting through. He does manage to hold on to that position. PVG sitting in 3rd at the moment. Did a great job passing Leon Jenkins there, and I'm surprised Tom Griffiths didn't go through as well.
There's been a couple of incidents further back, James. I think Craig Jones was involved at Druids, and there was another one further on ahead involving McEwen, Kellerman and Siddons. So we'll get replays to see what actually was going on. This is Craig Jones at Druids. Does he go for a spin? He definitely doesn't collide with anyone on entry, but does he take anyone with him or force any of them to take evasive action? Oh, that's a dangerous rejoin. That's a dangerous rejoin from Craig Jones.
2. Oh, Craig. The problem is he didn't really have much control on that. Andrew McEwen's coming through. What did you do in the meantime? Because you have an incident not long after that.
He collides
with Siddons.
For goodness sake.
He goes round as well. So McEwen, Siddons, PVG is also at a moment. He's put himself in the pits as well. Oh, dearie me. Oh, no. Oh, mate, he is not stopping that. He's got 2 options. Hit the tyre barrier or go straight across. He went straight across and hit Jamie Ayres and Tom Griffiths. Again, they've got no control, Tom. As much as we sit here and go, it's dangerous. It was dangerous. Tom Griffiths has just been off track. This is like a replay broadcast at the moment of everybody taking... Oh, Tom just got it. Where are you going?
Yeah, he's got no steering. He had contact with PVG when PVG came back. Yeah,
it's got nothing.
Broken.
Yeah. It's got absolutely nothing on that for PVG, for Tom Griffiths, unfortunately. And both men are into the pit lane. It's Siddons, PVG, Craig Jones, Charles Kellerman. Griffiths is trying to limp back as well. Colin Sanson, that has put Sir Alan Toon second in the AMS. Go on, Tooney. As he goes into second place there as well. We're sitting 7th over all. Alan Toon just doing what he does. He plods around. He's like the tortoise. And then he just keeps it. Oh, Tooney, no. No. Oh. Nice save from Alan Toon now. I thought he was going. Jenkins has got JBS closing in. Jones in YouTube chat already. You tried doing a safe rejoin in the wet. Oh, mate, it's impossible. I agree with you. I think I've tried it. You just cannot do it. And PVG was in the same boat. With PVGs, though, I think here you can probably see that he had no choice. Once you go wide, before, without the rain, this used to be slippery. Horrendous. You would do this all day and bang, straight in. Now, what they did do in iRacing is they added depth to the grass, which means that you could stop the car going off islands. Of course, once they added the depth to the grass, they then decided to throw in rain, which it didn't matter about the depth at that point, Tom. It's still an ice rink. So it's very hit and miss on what you're going to get here. But I agree with you, Craig. It's literally impossible. I don't blame yourself or PBG for any of that. It is just absolutely horrendous. Had two choices left and right to miss Craig. Picked the wrong ones, as Fiona said. It was a nightmare. Oh, if he's never going to take a field out, he might as well take out 3 cars at the right side there as well. Pete Newman, oh, you're edging for a gap that's going to close on you. There you go. Jamie Ayres did manage in the end to block that inside line. It's very deceiving at Oulton here because the track doesn't actually look that wide. And that's the problem. When you get up out of Hislops and you get that run up through the Water Tower, Clay Hill, Druids Lodge, it doesn't seem very wide. So going too wide is always a worry. But here at the moment, you can go too wide, but then it tightens up. You can see it kind of funnels them in. And now they're going down into Cascades, and you'll see the funnel close again on the exit. It starts off like a I don't know, geezer who's had too many donuts, and then it goes on a diet on the way round the race course, Tom, to the point of where you end up being a proper Slim Jim by the time you get up through Druids and on the way round to Lodge. I know it's not probably the best analogy of describing a racetrack there, Tom, but it's the only one I could think of.
Well, I'm just watching Pete Newman go through on Jamie Ayres. What I'm amazed about is Ayres was able to continue after that whack with PVG at Shell Oil's corner that we're just going through now. Newman's managed to find his way through on Ayres. The good news for Sir Alan Toon is that there's no more AM drivers left in the field apart from the 2 ahead of him. He's on course for a podium.
He is, and the little bit of a worry is Darren McLean just had a moment. So he needs to be a little bit careful here. Newman has closed onto the back of Jenkins, who's closed onto the back of Hepford with Ayres tucked in behind. These front 4 having a little bit of a domination. You can see Griffiths, Gall, Siddons, Jones in the pit lane, and 4 of them are in the pit lane. Actually, there should be more in the pit lane, shouldn't there, than that, I think? No, Craig managed to take out Siddons on that one, Kellerman on that one, and who was the 4th one? There was somebody else involved as well who got taken out by Fiona Siddons. Was Andrew McEwen, who is still running. Yeah, still running. But at the moment, Craig Jones responsible for taking out 3 people. Good job there, bud.
Well, I'll leave that for Craig to explain afterwards. But we're looking at Pete Newman looking at Leon Jenkins into Lodge Corner. No way through at the moment. Jenkins taking the line as he's entitled to do. And Newman will just have to find another way through as they've only got 6.5 minutes to go. So I'd say we've got 3 more laps of Oulton Park for this first race.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to see for last week and this week. I've been trying to read what it says. If you can read this, go across me, back up, Pete, back up. I can't read the rest of it. So as it goes into Cascades and takes the inside line. And is he going to be able to manage to hold on through the inside there as well? The outside of Leon Jenkins looks a little bit faster. He does come across Pete Newman's nose as well. If you can read this, you are probably a... What does that last word say? You are probably a Billy. A bit weird. I don't really know what that means.
Let's not guess what it is because we might get too carried away. We're just focusing on one particular message as opposed to the racing we are seeing. Newman is still got Jamie Ez right behind, but he is lurking in Leon Jenkins's mirrors. Wilson's got through on Sir Alan Toon for overall position, no change in class position. Toon will just want to get to the end. We've got a battle at least between Sanson and McLean because Sanson's got in front now. He's the AM leader over McLean as they head towards, well, going uphill before they get to Hislops.
Yeah. Still having a little bit of a ding-dong further back for the lead of the AMs. Colin Sanson leading at the moment with Darren McLean in there. It's just going to take these two to have a coming together. And old Alan Toon, who will be here for an interview. I can tell you that much between race 1 and race 2 if he takes a win in the AMs. But Newman's climbing all over the back of Jenkins once more, coming down into Lodge. Is he going to be able to take that outside line? The rain seems to be settling down just a little bit. Is it going to be making it any easier? Probably not. Fastest lap of the race, 2:03.61 for Dan Hunt there. Everybody else in the 2:04s, 5s, 6s and 7s, with some even out at 9s at the moment. Newman going to try around the outside. You've got to be big and brave to try and do it around the outside of Old Hall. Is he going to keep his foot in? He is. Jamie Ez is in the background. Are you watching Craig Jones? This is how you do racing in the rain. Newman's going to look at the inside into Cascades. He's going to get that done. Jenkins is going to run a little bit wide. That's going to bring Jamie Ez into the mix as well. But Jenkins now is down a position. He's down in 4th place, fighting it out still with Jamie Ez, with Pete Newman. Newman got through there, Tom, and he did it with an absolute master.
Yeah, that was similar to what he did to Jamie Ez a couple of laps ago, and now he's got a chance of looking at Steve Parfitt. He won't have time to catch Dan Hunt. Dan Hunt is in a league of his own up front, but this battle for second is going to go on to the end of the race. Looking at the time we've got left, it's going to be touch and go whether he'll get 8 laps in or whether it'll be 7. It'll be very, very close.
Yeah. I think, judging by this one, that's going to bring us within minute 20. Going to be close. Jenkins and Ez running side by side in the background. I've not seen it work generally side by side through Hislops, and they have backed out of each other here. McLean and Sanson are now together as they come in through Britons. And Darren McLean still nestled in there for trying to get that AM win away. Jenkins has got Ez dropping back a little bit. They're about a second at the moment behind Pete Newman as these guys are motoring away. Jenkins has got it all a little bit swirly through Druids. Ez is going to take up the inside line. Is he going to be able to get through? Oh, steady. Ez with a massive overcorrection there, coming down now into Lodge. On that run down, is he going to look at the inside line? He's thinking about it, not doing it on that one. Jenkins is not looking comfortable here, Tom. I'm wondering if Ez is waiting for him to make a mistake.
Well, you've got Fiona Siddons heading out of the pits, and I think that's because she wants to try and get into a higher finishing position than where she'll end up being. What have we got reverse grid-wise for race 2?
Top 9, I believe.
Well, Sir Alan Toon could be within a chance of being on that position, provided he doesn't make any more mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Jenkins runs a little bit wide. He runs a little bit wide. And that allows Craig Wishes. That allows Jamie Ez to get a little bit closer in now. They've got to keep it in through islands, because once you go out wide on that grass in that weather, it is game over. Newman closed into the back of Steve Hefford there, and he's doing a great job at the moment. Is Steve keeping Newman at bay, and he is in there with Jenkins and Ez. These four kind of providing all the action at the moment, Tom.
Well, Newman is on the tail now of Hefford into the slipstream, uphill and then downhill. It's just where he'll pull off the outside. Tom Griffiths is coming out of the pits as well. He feels he can get another position or two. He's probably reacted to the fact that Fiona Siddons is out
taking
there
his bumper. Oh, he knocked his. I'm sure I saw his bumper. Good evening, Paul LeMay, by the way, mate. Welcome in. His bumper's still there. I am sure he lost his bumper.
Well, we'll have a look on the replay if there is one that we can have a look at. But Newman is carrying on as he's doing. Hefford doing all he needs to do and just holding back. We're going to.
Hold on, trying to find.
Yeah, this is Pete Newman. We're quite some way back, actually, from where he actually clipped the inside barrier. I'm not a fan of those barriers, of which they're very small ones to sort of prevent drivers from putting the corners or trying to gain an advantage, but he's behind Hefford here. He doesn't clip the barrier here, very nearly does so, to be honest. But it's at the end of this straight, it's the first barrier of the Hislop chicane.
Yeah.
Where he actually clips it, yeah.
It does definitely look like he clips the barrier and his bumper comes off. Watch. It's gone. Oh, let's back on. All right, so he did lose his bumper briefly, and then it come back on again. There we go. Steve Hefford still under attack with Pete Newman. Newman, steady, in through Cascades he goes. And on he is running now. Is he going to be able to get the inside line? Hefford squeezing. Oh no, Island side by side in the rain. One of them could end up on the grass. Keep it clean. They do. Hefford keeps his foot in. Newman sweeps round the outside of Shell Oils. Pete Newman taking second place. Tom up 12 places. What a move.
What a brilliant move. That was coming all along. He'll be thankful of Dan Hunt crossing over the line at the time which he did, because we're now on the 8th and final. Oh, Newman's gone too deep.
Pete Newman there, unfortunately making a mistake. Hefford's going to try and run him side by side again. Don't do this. I've never seen this work. Never seen it work. You saw on the side there, Jenkins just get it all a little bit wrong. Misses out half of the race. That corner especially. Newman did lose that position to Steve Hefford.
Jenkins got damage from the contacts after Britain, so his race is over.
It's tough when the steering wheels ain't moving. Darren McLean and Colin Sanson still going at it for the win. If they end up taking each other out.
That was close.
Yeah, it's going to be a Tooney victory in the arms. Pete Newman under pressure. It's the final lap. It's the final job done. There is only just going to be the end of lap 7. Dan Hunt takes the victory. Who gets it between Steve Hefford and Pete Newman? It's a run down to the line. Is it going to be Hefford? I think it is going to be Hefford. Then Ayres comes over. What about Colin Sanson and Darren McLean? They've got one more corner. Are they going to make contact? Is it going to be an Alan Toon victory in the arms? Relying on these guys making contact. I think Darren McLean's too far away. And it's going to be Dan Hunt takes the overall. And I think Colin Sanson is going to wrap up the win with McLean, with Alan Toon in 3rd place. Go on, Tooney. First podium of the year for Mr. Alan Toon. Great job from him.
To correct you, I think it's his second, James, because he picked one up at Cadwell Park a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I wasn't at Cadwell. So, I missed that one. And that was due to me internet going off as well, funny enough. Oh, right, okay. Well, second race of the second podium for Sir Alan Toon. It is actually, I have just been stood corrected, it's a top 13 reverse for race number 2. So that's going to put, if it is where it is at the moment, Charles Kellerman could be on pole position as Sir Alan Toon comes over and claims his 3rd place. Then Mr. McEwen is next over the line, and then we're waiting for Tom Griffiths, who's just coming over the line now. He's going to be in 11th, beaten up car all in all. And then Mr. McEwen will be the last finishers there as well. Hope you're well, Paul. How are you? Did you enjoy IGP on Sunday? It was very wet for IGP on Sunday. Did you enjoy that? Because it looked like quite a good one as well. So, yeah, good job you're not out here. It's also raining. So the rain is following you, Mr. LeMay, as we go in the race number 2. We've just got to wait for Mr. McEwen to come over the line, and then we'll be able to bring you up the results here. And there you go. He is over the line, and here's the results for race number 1. Dan Hunt, your winner by 7.8 seconds. Steve Hefford just getting that next, with Pete Newman not far behind, and Jamie Ayres on that one. Leon Jenkins taking 5th. Colin Sanson wrapping up the win with Darren McLean in 2nd in the arms. Jamie Wilson separates himself from from Sir Alan Toon, who was in 9th, then Andrew McEwen in 10th, Tom Griffiths in 11th, then Fiona Siddons, PVG, Charles Kellerman, and Craig Jones, who unfortunately took all of the people out in front of him. Not quite a banger, Tom, but it was still a good race.
Well, we did have a few bangs in the race, did we? Notably from Craig Jones and Pete Van Gogh as examples. But we saw an incident on the last lap involving Newman, Hefford and Jenkins. Jenkins took a big whack from it, hence why he went through the escape road of Hislop's. I don't know if we've got a replay or we can get a replay of that.
I can't now, the session swapped over.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, that was why Jenkins went very, very slowly on that last lap. And so he came off worse on that occasion, which is very unfortunate. But let's see how race 2 gets on. Top 13 are reversed, which means that Charles Kellerman will start on reverse grid pole, hence why we saw the likes of him, Fiona Siddons and Tom Griffiths heading out in the last couple of laps just to help with their grid positions for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can pull Mr. Man, who was responsible for 3 deaths in race number 1, into the booth. Mr. Craig Jones. Good evening, Craig.
I don't think I was responsible.
You kind of was. You lost control, then spun onto the track, took out Siddons, spun back, took out Charles Kellerman. And then, just to top it all off, somebody else come around and had an incident with Fiona Siddons. So I'm blaming you for all 3.
So the spin was my fault because it's wet and I went onto the grass and that was it. I was just a passenger. It's everyone else's responsibility to avoid the car in front of them. So I can't take responsibility for that, I'm afraid.
Have you tried ever avoiding a rotating car doing multiple donuts across the race circuit?
I have. It's like Fiona said, you know, she had 2 choices and, you know, chose the wrong choice. How was that my fault?
I think the fact that your car was there might have been the problem.
Like I said, you try doing a safe rejoin in these cars, it's an absolute nightmare.
Well, we saw that with PBG. He went off at Islands, mate, and unfortunately went...
Yeah, hitting the brake. If you hit the brake often, it just makes it worse. So you've kind of just got to feel the car and try and get it into a position where you can try and save it. But it clearly wasn't going to happen on that occasion. And it is what it is. But I am deeply sorry to the other cars that were involved in it, all joking aside. It is a nightmare when that happens, and it's a frustrating way to go out of the race.
Okay. So the fact that you've apologised, there's some responsibility there.
No, I'm just saying.
Well, you apologised. If you didn't feel you were responsible, why would you apologise?
Ultimately, the root cause of
the root cause of the problem was you.
No, it wasn't me.
Well,
it's
if your car was still on the racetrack, you wouldn't have been going the wrong way.
Yeah, I get that, but then it's not. It's their responsibility also to avoid me.
But you're doing it again, right, as we speak. That's exactly what you did in the race.
I can't be banterful with you and drive at the same time.
But you've done exactly the same thing. The difference is you kept it on the grass.
I can't do that corner. That corner is... I'm struggling with that corner. I ain't going to lie.
I suppose that's not your responsibility either.
There's only so much BS I can give you over the... over this interview. But I'm struggling with that corner. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I can see you are struggling with that conversation. Yeah. Good corner there, dear sir. Right, I'm going to put you back in. You got 50 seconds, mate. I'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Thank you. See you in a bit.
Oh, dearie me. Lol, this conversation, he couldn't even do it, Jason. That's the problem. He couldn't even do it. And right at the moment he was talking about was exactly what he did on the race, but he come back into the middle of the track and then took out 3 people. So, you know, look, if you're ever going to talk, you might as well not do the same thing. Or if you're going to try and be clever, not do the same thing while you're on interview. That's all I can say to Craig on that one. Okay. Tom, we're going to... Craig being Craig... blames the others for not avoiding him. It's a bit hard when the car's doing 360 donuts, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is in these conditions. It looks like the conditions have got even worse.
Yeah.
What time are we on the circuit?
2:08, and that's from Charles Kellerman. So we can't really take that as a representative there, but we'll see how they get on.
I was meaning the time on the clock. It was in like the time of day, not.
Time of day. Ah, okay, I can tell you that one. It is 2:20 in the afternoon. So there we go. Right, we're going to get ready for race number 2 before we have a break here as well. So stay with us during the break. Get yourself a drink and grab yourself some popcorn. PVG is in first. Fiona Siddons in second. Tom Griffiths will be third. Andrew McEwen fourth. Sir Alan Toon in the mid-pack in fifth. Jamie Wilson sixth. Darren McLean seventh. Colin Sanson, Leon Jenkins, Jamie Ayres, Pete Newman and Steve Hefford. Then you got Dan Hunt, Charles Callum, and of course Mr. I'm not responsible at the back end there of Craig Jones. But let's get this race up and running. PVG sitting on pole, the Flying Dutchman himself here. Here we go. 14 minutes of racing to go. Well, 15 minutes it will be by the time they get underway. The clock will reset and all the cars are on the grid. Where are the lights? There they are. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Race 2 of round 6 is green. PVG. All he found when he put in his pocket was a bunch of wheel spin. Siddons is going to go up the inside. Griffiths is going to try and sweep. Oh, Fiona, you could have been braver. Be brave. Griffiths there as well. He's side by side with McEwen. I think he's just ahead. But it is PVG got the run at the moment. Fiona Siddons becoming the rolling roadblock. Don't really know where she's going to go. Griffiths is trying to go round. McEwen's going to boxing Griffiths. They're almost going to go 3 wide. Are we looking at 3 wide down islands? We're not. Griffiths has boxed in McEwen behind Siddons. He can't get through. Oh, Fiona goes a little bit wide, gets a little bit of a wiggle on. That's released McEwen. Wilson's coming into shell oils as well. McLean, Newman, all in there. But PVG, he has got an opportunity, Tom. He's just got to bolt away. Oh, Newman and McLean. Oh, McLean's gone round. Oh, Siddons is somewhere. How did you end up there?
Tangled with someone.
Yeah. Tooney's in second place. Come on, Tooney.
Can he get another podium? Place your bets now, please.
Well, he's got Charles Kellerman who's going to go and spoil it here. Come on, Charles, let him win. Let him take it on that. But PVG did what he had to do, right? He did find a bunch of wheel spin at the start. The problem is Fiona Siddons did not put pressure on him on the inside round Old Hall. She had to run. That's the problem. She had to run on him because he found all wheel spin in the world. She got the power down more cleanly, got the car off the line. She had the opportunity, didn't take that opportunity, and then unfortunately that was it. PVG was off and gone at that moment in time. Let's have a look back at some of the action over the opening lap here as well. On board we go with Darren McLean. I think that's a Pete Newman up the inside, is he? Yep. And it did look like McLean was already going round. This is what happened to Jenkins and Siddons. And Leon Jenkins is on the... Oh, man, you're going to go... Are you going to... You actually are. You actually are. Oh, bro.
To be fair, Siddons didn't leave enough room. She was unaware that he was coming through, but I don't know.
I don't know. The question you got to ask is, would you put your car up there? That's going to be the question. Wilson is here. He's chasing down McLean. He's got Ayres tucked in behind him. Newman has got back to Hefford. Oh, Tooney.
Yep. Yeah, there's been on the exit of Old Hall.
Yeah. Oh, it's already going round.
Yeah, he caught the curb. He caught the curb on the inside.
Yeah, but this could be a battle one for the ages. These two gladiators are Steve Hefford and Pete Newman into shell oils. They go round the right-hander. Newman in that red and yellow roll bar machine. Newman in the white, blue and yellow Blue Sims 118 machine tucked in behind him. He looks like he's carrying a lot more speed tonight. Newman's took a podium in race number 1. He's looking quick here at the moment.
Yes, and Hefford in 7th place, second in the first race, just trying to see where the grip is. It'll be interesting to see how Dan Hunt can make his way through the field, actually, given how much of a meister he was in race number 1 in the conditions, won out comfortably. But now he's watching the 3 cars ahead of him fighting over McEwen, Wilson and Ayres almost coming together. They seem to be going through towards Druids. Now they come. McEwen will have the inside line ahead of Wilson on entry. McEwen don't touch the curb on the inside there. Thankfully doesn't. He sits in behind Wilson for now, but now he's got Oh, McEwen's gone wide though.
Oh, he's gone round. Yeah,
He's
in the wall. Oh, he's bringing it back on track, What's the car like on the inside? He's a little bit broke.
But he caught the left. It's the left-hand side he damaged, so he might be all right. Let's have a look.
Did he just run wide, or was there a nudge? No, that was on his own. He unfortunately did a Craig Jones at that corner. Exact same one, unfortunately for him. Steve Hefford in there now. He's got Jamie Wilson alongside, alongside, who was alongside Dan Hunt. Here he is. He still is alongside Dan Hunt as we're in the rain-soaked Oulton Park. There is Mr. Wilson. He takes the inside line. Can Dan Hunt manage to get him on through islands? He's not. He's going to be crazy to even try. He's looking for the run out of islands. He wants the inside into Shell Oils. Not giving it to him. So he's said, okay, I'll try the outside for Dan Hunt. Leaning on Wilson. He's going to come across your nose. Steady on that one. Dan Hunt, Jamie Wilson having a little bit of a ding-dong there. And all I could see was one of them coming across the other one's nose.
Yeah, very nice overtake from Dan Hunt, doing what Pete Newman had been doing in the first race. In contrast, Newman is out of the race because he has had an off somewhere, and it looks like he's gone into the wall. Perhaps we'll see if we can get a replay of him. This is Newman in a fight with Hefford. Oh, he nearly ran into Hunt, and is he going to go round?
Well, yeah, and then helped.
He was already going, and then Hefford just nudged him into the wall there. That's not Hefford's fault. There was nothing he could have done about it.
No, he's come off the curb. I don't know. I think he might have had an opportunity to save that, you know. I think there could have been an opportunity to save that. PVG's off on the grass and has lost the lead.
Jamie Ayres is off as well. Ayres has gone off. So one of those two would come together. Gull and Ayres, and Kellerman's off as well.
Kellerman's in the wall at the same time. Griffiths kept the lead. That wasn't anything to do with Jamie Ayres. He basically, for PVG, ran wide going into Druids and unfortunately just ended up on the outside of the grass. So we would have been very more interested to see if there was any contact with Griffiths, but I don't believe there was. Wilson currently here sitting in fifth, chasing down Hefford in fourth. Hunt chasing down PVG. PVG trying to get back on to the back of Tom Griffiths in the pole man's spot here. Jenkins is off the side of the circuit. Jones is off the side of the circuit. Sanson's in the wall. Sanson's got and put it in the wall as well. Your car's broke, mate. Well, broke. Tooney's going to grab another podium, but Darren McLean and Craig Jones now. If they have a coming together, this could be Alan Tooney's victory once more. Where are you, sir? Oh, Tooney, you don't want to make a mistake now.
Has he been in the wall as Tooney?
Yes.
Yeah, he has been in the wall as Tooney, which is a big, big shame. Big, big shame.
Hold on. Oh, it was on your own as well. No, he got it stopped.
No, he hasn't been in the wall.
So was that off his...
Yeah, he lost it. He caught the puddle. He would have caught the puddle on the inside. We've seen many do that in this race. Colin Sanson was an example of it. And McEwen is out of the race as well. We've got fight for P2. This is Gull and Hefford into Knickerbrook.
PPG got it wrong. He skipped half of Britain's there. I think Steve Hefford may have done at the same time because both of them lost positions. PPG in second. Hefford is now down in fourth and is going to unfortunately lose another position. He's got to slow down to get off. So painful. For Steve Hefford, he has now, unfortunately, PVG's in the wall. Oh, Pete. Oh, the Flying Dutchman has flew off the track. As Gall, McEwen, Sampson, Newman and Kellerman all in the pits. Oh.
He's gone off where Fiona Siddons had gone off as well earlier on in the race, James. I don't know if you got a replay of Siddons going off there. She took a big whack in the barrier, hence why she's so far behind Alan Toon. But yes, Tooney could well get 2 podiums out of this evening.
Oh, Sampson, big snap. Big snap, brown pants moment for Jamie Wilson. And he snapped that car. I tell you what, how he held it. Only he will be able to tell you, yes, Fiona Siddons did go off track on lap number 2. So 3 laps ago for Siddons. We're not going to worry about that for a minute. I want this to play out between Wilson and Hefford. Hefford's got to learn he can't keep going on that grass. That'd be why. It's going to catch him. Oh, is he going to stop it? No. Yes. No. Yeah. Steve Hefford went on the grass, managed to get the car stopped. Absolutely amazing from him. Coming in through Britain's there as well. Applaud that man, because I tell you one thing, so many others have not managed to do what he just did. Dan Hunt is now on the back of Griffiths going into his slops. Is he going to be able to make it through? He tucks in behind him. He's looking for the exit out the other side. Griffiths got a slide on. Now we're into Knickerbrook, going up through Clay Hill, up through the water tower, and then into Druids. 2 pockets of 2 here, Tom. Griffiths, Hunt, Wilson, Hefford.
Yeah, they've got a couple of battles going on now for the win overall, and also for the final podium in Pro. Hunt on the inside, Griffiths looks to have gone a little bit too deep. That might give Hunt all the edge he needs to get alongside. We are seeing Hefford and Wilson in their own battle. Oh, it's raging on now, isn't it? Jenkins is also out of the race. He's had a shunt somewhere, and so he will not be making it to the end.
Oh, he's made a mistake. Oh, Griffiths just about covered him off. Just about. McLean is 7 seconds now up the road in front of Jones. You can see in the background Hefford and Wilson side by side. Coming into Old Hall. Wilson's got to get the car stopped. Hefford's going to be able to take the racing line and sweeps round the outside. Hefford just took that place away. Hunt still going with Griffiths into Cascades. Neither man can really take the corner like they want to. Hunt's on the gravel or what AstroTurf bit. Hefford's gone round. Ed is gone. Oh, what is going on? I tell you what, it's not affecting these two. Griffiths is still fighting out. Sampson's off as well. Oh, Hunt, you're going to put him round. Ah. Oh, so close.
Yeah, this could get messy. You know, we've only got, I think it should be an 8-lap race like it was in race 1. And so we've got Griffiths and Hunt fighting over position here. It's getting, well, it's certainly getting tasty now. And, you know, these two come together, who knows what could happen after that.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Pick your line, coming out the other side. Hunt. Oh. Nearly. Now he's going to have to run. This is where the track is now narrow. This is where you're on your diet and you're down to your 32-inch waist jeans here. Dan Hunt's going to try and squeeze it up the inside of Druids. Is he going to make it through? Is Griffiths going to get the cut back on him? He's looking for the run out of here. Druids now. Griffiths has lost the position to Dan Hunt. But for how much longer is he going to be able to take this loss for? The problem is Hunt was so dominating in race number 1. I don't know if Griffiths has got the pace to keep up with him.
Well, I don't know. He just needs to stay in the draw. That's maybe his best way of going about it. He might have to just surprise him a little bit through Old Hall if he can. If he could just brave it out on the inside.
Oh, he's hit a puddle. Oh, my God. Dan Hunt hit a puddle. And he aquaplaned into that corner sideways. And managed to hold on and still have the lead. Oh, Jonesy's crashed again. Oh, look at that car. Yeah, look at that car. And the steering's gone.
It's able to go through. I would say he'll probably keep going because he's got a big enough gap over Alan Sue to keep on a second in the end.
Same corner.
Same corner, yeah.
Oh, Jonesy. Oh, buddy. I'll have a chat with you after. Same corner. But Craig Jones is not loving that corner. I will be honest with you, though, the gap's coming down from Toon to him quite quickly. So there is a possibility Alan Toon may wrap up a second place here. He's just got to get it a little bit down, a little bit further on that one. And Griffiths is now tucked up behind Hunt, coming down now. I think this could possibly be the final lap. We haven't seen, I don't believe we saw Barney waving, but judging by the time, the fact that they've got a minute to go from Knickerbrook right the way through Lodge, down through Deer Leap in the rain, is looking like it might be the last lap. Griffiths goes off the side of the circuit. It's dependent on how Hunt's going to do. Up through Clay Hill, round the water tower now once more. Dan Hunt, he has looked dominating in this rain. He's got his water wings on. He's got everything going on in that car tonight, and he's still dominating in the rain as well.
Yeah, what a performance from Dan Hunt. They will get over the line before the clock reaches 0. There'll be one more lap for these. I think Griffiths will be thankful of that. See if he can actually get back in with the tussle between him and Dan. Go over the line to start their last lap. So Alan Taylor's not getting the gap down to Craig Jones, which I'm surprised about, because Craig Jones picked up a significant amount of damage from hitting the wall on the exit of Druids.
Driving all right. He's got straight steering. He looks like he's got straight steering as well, to be fair. So there might not be damage on Jones's car apart from cosmetic. Unless, oh, I thought he was going to do it again then. But Griffiths is now tucked in behind Hunt on the final lap of the race.
Well, they'll be going through Shell oils, no back markers that they'll need to negotiate. And McLean's out!
Oh my God. Let's put Tooney in second. Griffiths side by side going out as well into Britain's. Hunt took a narrow line, got that all a little bit wrong. He's now on the grass. Is Sir Alan Toon going to grab a second place? Here we go. Craig Jones has got it all on his shoulders to hold on, but Dan Hunt has got it even more. He is literally holding on. Griffiths trying to close in, trying to get up through Knickerbrook as soon as he can. Up through the Clay Hill we go. Tom Griffiths chasing, closing. Is he going to be able to close enough? That's going to be the question for Griffiths. Is he going to be able to close enough over Hunt into Druids? He's not, I don't think. I think this is going to be another Hunt win, unless he gets it all a little bit wrong, and he didn't. One more corner to go. One more moment for Griffiths. He's poked his nose out. He's let him know he's there. He's gone in. Oh, is he got in deep? No, he ain't. Oh, this could be a run down to the line. Is Griffiths going to be able to get alongside? I don't think he is. Hunt's going to do it. Great job from him. Wilson, is he going to come over the line and take a second place this evening? It's looking likely here for Jamie Wilson. Up through Deer Leap. Off he goes. Takes the third place away for Wilson. Did Craig Jones wrap up this AM? He hasn't wrapped it up yet. To Alan Toon. Oh, come on, son. Can Craig Jones get Druids right for the final time? This is his moment, his opportunity. His bumpers wiggling and waving and everything else here as well. Is he going to go round? Oh! I thought he was at top.
Well, he's still got one more corner he has to get through, and then it'll be a class win for Craig Jones, which I can't remember the last time I've seen him. Perhaps this is the first time I've seen Craig Jones win an race.
Yeah. I think this is Craig Jones is going to wrap up an AM win. He's going to then come back in YouTube chat and say something about how put that in your pocket or something. But he has taken the AM victory. So Alan Toon, with damage and a smashed up car, should grab a second place. Final corner for Alan Toon. 2 podiums of the night for Alan Toon. Wow. He has had a night and a half there. Down through Deer Leap as well.
He will want 2 more wet races.
Oh, yeah.
To get any more.
100% agree with you. 100% agree. Tooney comes over the line, grabs that second place. We've just got to wait for Fiona Siddons. And great job from her. She comes around the final corner, drops down the other side now as well. So another... I'm not going to say a classic, but there was it was a bit of a barnstormer. You know what I mean? They were making contact all over the place, and unfortunately, you know, some of it went right and some of it went horribly wrong. But let's wait for the race results. Just because.
It's because Colin Sanson just got back out on
He just got back out, didn't he?
Yeah, he just got back out. He's probably done it because he thinks he's trying to get a better finishing position. But he's a long way behind.
Okay, well, now we've got to wait for Colin Sanson to go there as well. Then we're going to change sessions, so I'm going to speed read this grid very, very quickly. Apologies if you feel it's too quick, but we do have to get over to the other session. So just bear with us on that one. Not quite sure why Sanson's car going out green on the broadcast when clearly it's not. Let's refresh that. There we go. And on that one. But Colin Sanson is coming into Britain's. He's got Britain's to do. And this is, yeah. This has made it a little bit more rushful for us getting over to the next session. But we will get there once Sanson gets to the end of this lap. As you can see on the left-hand side, there is your finishing positions. It will be Hunt, Griffiths, Wilson, Hefford, Ayres. Jones takes the win with Toon, Siddons, and McLean. Colin Sanson 2 laps down. It depends if he's going to jump McLean here. I don't believe he will, but don't take my word for it. Jenkins in 11th, then PVG, McEwen, Newman, and Kellerman are the final end of the grid. But we do have to wait for Colin Sanson to come over the line before I can show you the official results. But that's probably just a provisional, as it will be whether or not Sanson jumps McLean, which will then make him 1 lap down. So stay tuned for this one. See what he can do here. This is points position as well. If he moves up 1 place, he gets extra points. But
Your pay position then. Don't know actually. It's not showing the checkered flag, which it should do for him.
no, but he has brought up the final results. So let's see. Dan Hunt, your winner. Tom Griffiths and Wilson, your 1, 2, 3 in the pros. Steve Hefford in 4th. Jamie Ayres in 5th. Craig Jones takes the victory in the AMs with Sir Alan Toon and Fiona Siddons, your 1, 2, 3. Darren McLean, Leon Jenkins, Colin Sanson, PVG, Andrew McEwen, Pete Newman, and Charles Kellerman. Right, guys, bear with us. We're going to change over sessions as well. Sit back, relax, enjoy some of the music, and we'll see you very, very shortly. Okay, guys, welcome back to race number 3. We're live once more. I'm still James Parfitt, and I'm still joined in the booth by Tom Cairns. You can see it's now gone to a dry race. So we're going to have some more great races. Soul Chain, to answer your question, drop down into the UkSimracers website. Have a look on there. Be a Discord link waiting for you so you can get yourself in the Discord on that one. Any problems, let me know, and I will try and get you a Discord link if you so wish. But 8 minutes to go here left of practice. Don't worry, they will forward the session, and it won't be hopefully for the whole of the 8 minutes, but we'll see what happens. There is a couple of people out on wet tyres, Steve Hefford being one of them here. So, yeah, that's an interesting manoeuvre on that one, Tom. Race 1 and 2, soaking wet races. 3 and 4 look like they're going to be dry.
Yeah, they look like they're just testing to see whether there's still some wet patches on the circuit, and clearly from Steve Hefford's point of view, it doesn't look like there is any wet patches. It looks like it's going to be dry. What time of day are we on now as we enter the third race?
Later on in the afternoon, 4:20 on that one. In the evening, 17 degrees track temperature. Hefford, Ayres and Griffiths is still on wets. Jenkins and McEwen is still on wet. So you can see it's a little bit still wet. But we'll see how these guys get on. 1:59.021 for some of these drivers at the moment. SJ there. Oh, rain racing was fun. Who are you in? Are you in the race, or are you in the Discord, or are you just saying that rain racing is fun in general? Let me know up in YouTube chat on that one. Okay, so race number 4 is going to be very, very interesting, partly because we have a top 15 reverse, which is basically a full reverse grid. Fun to watch. Oh, okay, mate. Well, we're not quite out the dry stage yet. We've still got the rooster tails coming out the back of the car, and we've still got drivers out on wet tyres. So, you know, we'll take it as it's a 50-50 shot on that one, as the time has come to an end. Don't forget, complete random grid for race number 3. And let's see what we get here as well. Darren McLean on pole, Leon Jenkins second, Jamie Wilson third, Colin Sanson fourth, then Craig Jones, Tom Griffiths, Fiona Siddons, Dan Hunt, Alan Toon, Steve Hefford, Pete Newman and Jamie Ayres. And then on the back end of that is Andrew McEwen. It does look like we've lost Charles Kellerman from the grid for race number 3. So, yeah, keep an eye out there for Mr. Kellerman. I don't believe he's going to make it, and it looks like he has dropped out of race number 3. Full reverse grid for race number 4. So stay tuned and see how they get on in the full reverse grid. As I said, it is still partly wet, but the lights are on as we speak. Darren McLean sitting on pole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lights out and away we go. It's a mixed field. It's wet and dries. Who's going to be on the right tyres? That's going to be the question. We're going to find out as they go into turn 1 here. Who's going to be able to keep it on track? Who's going to be doing what? It is a wets up front. Wilson on dries, then wet, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, 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 all the way through there as well. Let's hope love isn't all around with some of these drivers here as well. And if you catch that meaning, let me know in YouTube chat. But we are on lap 1, and at the moment Darren McLean has escaped up the front with Leon Jenkins and Jamie Wilson. Wilson on the dry tyres, he's looking quite strong at the moment. Griffiths tucked in right behind him, going into Shell Oils. Is Griffiths going to make the move up the inside? He's not. Wilson goes big on the defensive. Griffiths is going to sweep round the outside. No real grip there at all for Wilson. Griffiths is going to get alongside, coming into Britain's. Is he going to be able to make it up into Britain's? He is. And at the moment, it is a 3 wet runners at the front here, Tom, but a mixed field of 50-50.
Yeah, 4 drivers on wet on dries, and Wilson's the highest of all those on dries in 4th place. I think it's going to come down to the crossover point. Who is getting it right and who's going to get it wrong? Well, considering we've only got 15 minutes, is there enough time for those on the dries to come into their zone and fight their way through? Because they'll be happy for those on wets to just disperse more of the water, and then it'll become a point in the race where those on wets. Oh, there's a car off.
That's Newman.
Pete Newman in the wall. Yeah, he's in the wall, and he's on dries as well.
Yeah, Newman on the dry tyres. Let's see what happens into Druids. This is going to be the one where you're going to rely on the grip. Wilson still holds on, still manages to keep it there, and a great job from him. But you can see Darren McLean out in front still. The AM driver out in front. Jenkins sitting in second. Griffiths in third. Wilson in fourth. Pete Newman shot off like an absolute rocket in race number 3. What did he do? He's coming round now through Knickerbrook. He's going to hit the curb, spin it round, and unfortunately put himself straight into the wall for Pete Newman. McLean holding on though, and then opening up the gap to 6/10.
Yeah, doing a fine job so far is Darren McLean in the AM class, remember, ahead of Leon Jenkins and Tom Griffiths who are coming through. But you can just see Wilson still struggling, and he's got Colin Sanson who's about to head through on the approach to the left-hander before Shell Oils. And Sanson is still behind Wilson, and now he's got to be careful. He's got Dan Hunt right behind. Sanson goes a little bit too deep, almost running into the rear of Jamie Wilson, but luckily able to stay on the circuit.
Oh, Hunt is looking racy once more. He's there in that 5th place at the moment, up 3 places on the wet tyres. Dan Hunt looking strong again. Is he going to clear Wilson on the run down into Britain's? Here they go now over the hilltop, dropping down the other side. No. Hunt did not look for the inside line. Hefford did. He bullied almost Colin Sanson to it, but he didn't do it there. Another bumper flew off and returned back to the car. I think that may have been Steve Hefford's, but Dan Hunt is looking strong over Wilson. I think it could be a wet run dominated race as they're going now through the right hand, through the left hander of Water Tower into the right hander of Druids. Wilson's going to put out the inside. He is. Got the Dan Hunt, put it out the inside over Jamie Wilson and took that position away. But Darren McLean still currently out in front. Tom Griffiths looking up the inside of Leon Jenkins. Nothing doing there, but he had a good old go.
Yeah, he had a good old go, did Griffiths, but now he's having to tuck in behind Jenkins. McLean doing very, very well so far. Wilson doing very well on the dries to stay in touch, but Jones and Siddons have really struggled. And Sanson has not made his way through past them both yet. But if the track remains damp, he may be able to get through on Siddons and Jones in the near future.
Yeah, that's a fight out further down in the AMS. And there it is there. Colin Sanson, Andrew McEwen, Craig Jones, Siddons and Toon having a nice little battle further back. Steve Hefford, though, however, is in the mix, and it's the big guns again. The real well driver of Tom Griffiths in the MX5s against Dan Hunt, the sim racing, wet masterminded, awesome and centre-esque driver. Absolutely done a stellar job here tonight. 2 wins out of 2. Can he make it 3 out of 3 for Dan Hunt? That's going to be the question. And I don't know just how much further he's going to get, but he is looking quick again.
He is looking very quick, but the difference is it's a wet track that's drying, and that's going to make it even tougher. It's about finding where the grip is and maybe where the water is at. I'm going for it on Griffiths. Does Griffiths know that he's there? He does know that he's there. And Hunt will go to the outside. That was a bit too much there from Griffiths. He'll leave room for Hunt to get through as they go up the hill, and they'll have Druids, the notorious Druids corner, which has caught many out so far tonight. Are they going to be able to get through safely? Are they going to make contact? On the curb goes Griffiths, Hunt to the outside, and Hunt is able to get through. Nice overtake there from Dan Hunt. He remained patient as well.
Weeped around the outside, did Dan Hunt. Managed to get the grip there. Ayres has just got up the inside of Wilson. And again, the dry runners struggling. Craig Jones, for one, is also struggling. Oh, at least it wasn't up through Druids this time. Knickerbrook, curb, spin. Did he?
He's done exactly the same what Pete Newman did, except he didn't put it in the wall.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Craig, he's dropped down the order. Darren McLean still out in front for the AMS at the moment. leading the overall. He's got 6.5 minutes to go. How much longer, though, can Darren McLean hold on? Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly. He goes to the right-hand side. He goes defensive, coming back on Jenkins there. Jenkins got his nose a little bit bitten off. McLean now holding on. McLean's going to go. Is he going to go defensive into Shell Oils? Oh, he didn't really defend there, Tom, and he didn't really not defend on that one. He was kind of stuck 50-50.
Yeah, well, McLean's just holding on as he is doing. He's doing all the right things. But he's got to remember, this is not his fight. I mean, if he wants to win in the overall, then great. But he can't afford to risk too many places. Dan Hunt nearly taking out Jenkins on the exit of Britons.
They both managed to survive there. Now on the way down. Here we go into Hislops. Jenkins has gone in deep. McLean's going to come back through on him. Jenkins is now that rolling roadblock. He's got Griffiths alongside at the same time. Hefford's now tucked in there. Ayres is also tucked in there. So is Wilson, still on the dries, waiting for that crossover. I'm not even sure when, how or where it's going to come, or if it will in these next 7 minutes for these here. But look at a gap from first to seventh. 1.4 seconds down to 8th place. McLean got a little bit of an argy-bargy with Hunt. Griffiths is now looking up on the inside as well. Going into the right-hander of Lodge. They're going to be side by side, 2 wide, 3 deep. Almost round Lodge. And Darren McLean loses another place. But after putting up a sturdy fight for half of the race, you can't really fault the guy for losing 2 places to a real well driver and an Ayrton Senna-esque Rainmeister we've seen tonight.
Doing a super job tonight. Is Darren McLean doing everything right? You can see that they're all running wide there a little bit on the exit of Old Hull, and you know they've been behaving themselves so far in this third race, which is good to see. And it looks like Craig Jones has found his way back in the pits.
What did he do, and where did he do it? For
Let me
Mr.
guess.
Jones.
Druid.
I can guarantee you're probably right. It might be Druids on that one. These battles are amazing, says Sol. This is what you get every single week. Oh, from the boys at the UK SimRacers. So if you want to get involved, dude, let me know if you can't get in the Discord through the website below, because this is the racing every single week. Every single time. There is YouTube shorts of them going side by side. They've been 4 wide at Daytona, crossing the line there as well. It has just been awesome racing this season. Steve Hefford is in there with McLean. McLean's going to be bullied out a little bit. Is Hefford going to take the inside line? He is. McLean's going to have the inside for the exit. Now they're going into Knickerbrook. It's still going to be Hefford. McLean's bullied out at the moment. Is he going to lose it all? Is he going to lose his shoelaces, his lunch money, his food? The whole lot. He's not. He's holding on, but for how much longer for Darren McLean? How much longer can he hold on for? He's going to get done on the inside. Jenkins is going to do him. Ayres is going to do him. Ayres is going to use me. He's come across the nose. Oh, no. Darren McLean.
He very nearly took out Sanson when he rejoined as well. That was very close to a very nasty shunt involving Sanson and McLean. Oh.
Darren McLean and Jenkins. We've got McEwen and Wilson. Still going. Darren McLean, so gutted for McLean. He was doing so well, and he just ran across the nose, and unfortunately that was it on that one for Darren McLean. Oh, right, we've got a couple of replays we'll have a look back at. Let's see where Mr. Jones did his bit. Funny enough, Druids, funny enough, round he goes, snap the other way into the wall. There you go. Good job, Craig. You might master that corner, or at least 1 point this evening. And this is what happened with McLean. Oh, they just got that kind of, wow. It just got kind of Velcro stuck together, didn't they? And couldn't really leave each other alone on that one.
No, it's a really, it was 50-50, but it was really unfortunate. Wilson still struggling on the dries, gets back on the circuit, but he's going to lose a position to McEwen. Wilson down to 6th place now in the pros.
Yeah, the dries have just not come in. They have just not come in. He had a go, tried. Oh, Sanson. Oh, it's a little bit squirrely at the back. Now are we looking at the crossover here? Is this where Wilson's going to go motoring? He's tucked in behind McLean at the moment, or McEwen, sorry, into Druids. He's got to look. Don't push him around this corner. It'll be like NASCAR drafted and you're going to push him off the track. Round he goes. Is McEwen going to hold on? He is. Still on that. We've still not got that crossover with Wilson. When are we going to get it? And do we think he's going to have enough time to make use of it?
Well, we've got a battle for the final podium position between Hefford and Ayres. Well, we'll be watching that battle between McEwen and Wilson. Here they go over the line for the, well, completing their 6th lap. We've got 2 laps to go in this 3rd race of the night. And you can see McEwen and Wilson still going at it.
The rooster tails out the back of the car are getting smaller and smaller every single time they're side by side. Is Wilson going to be able to hold the outside through Cascades? He's not. McEwen's going to come back on him. So Alan Toon has had a crash. Fiona Siddons has had a crash. Tooney's back in 2nd place in the AM podium again. That could be 3 out of 3. But Alan Toon, we'll have a look back and see what happened to that one very shortly. Into Shell Oils, down on out in front. Griffiths now a 2nd back on that. And did these two make contact with each other?
They're a long way back, although yes, they did make contact. Toon and Siddons.
Oh, Siddons loses it and then breaks.
Yeah.
Oh no! Just let it run. Oh, and then Alan Toon says, "Right, I've had enough of you." Puts him straight in him.
That looked like handbags to me, didn't it?
It did, yeah. You can see her there as well. Siddons and Tooney having a battle with their handbags. That would be so funny. Oh, that one. I'd love to see that. In fact, I'd buy tickets. Jamie Ayres getting a big old slide. McEwen there as well. Wilson's still holding on in the dry tyres. So they're still being a little bit more effective because he's pulled himself up to the back of Ayres and Hefford. But they're just not in. They're like 1 foot. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's going to hold it. They're almost like 1 foot in the door, Tom. They're almost in, but at the moment they're just in.
Yeah. Well, Wilson's best lap of the race has been a 1:58.3, which is on the last lap as the track continues to try out. We're on the last lap now, and Dan Hunt is on his way to making it 3 wins from 3.
Dan Hunt absolutely flying. Barney's a waving. We'll have to see if he can get to the end. How far can Wilson go? That's going to be the question. Tooney looks like he might wrap up a 2nd podium. Sanson's going to probably get the AM win as long as he keeps it on track. Is Wilson's... No, Jamie! Oh, bro! Oh! My heart just sank for Jamie Wilson, who hung on them dry tyres, Tom. And then it all goes wrong on the last lap.
Yeah. As the track is drying out, you'd have thought maybe come into his zone a little bit, but sadly not. The wet tyres are the ones to have been on in this 3rd race. It will probably be dry, though, by the time we go into race number 4, albeit with the sunlight fading around Oulton Park.
Yeah, it is dropping down a little bit. It could mean we get a dark race for race number 4, and let's not forget this track does not have lights, but race going to be a full reverse grid as well, so Pete Newman should find himself on pole position. Wilson unfortunately went off. That was Griffiths going a little bit wide. McEwen's having a little bit of a ding dong with Ayres further down. Up now they go through Clay Hill, through Water Tower, side by side. You can see the wet track drying at a rapid rate of knots. Is he going to be able to get through? McEwen, he's slid it round the corner. There's going to be... Almost contact again. Round the final corner we go now. Dan Hunt is on his way through Dear Liebe. He's going to wrap up the victory. He's going to take the win again in race number 3. That's 3 out of 3 for Hunt. What about Ayres? What about McEwen running down to the line? I think it's going to be McEwen. It is. Jamie Ayres did not quite get there. Sanson's going to come over and wrap up the win in the AMS. And hopefully, you never know, Tooney might grab a 2nd, 3rd podium of the night for Alan Toon.
Yeah, well, he's got Fiona Siddons right on his tail. He just needs to keep it clean through 2 more corners effectively. Druids and Lodge. How does he get on through here? Does he take it sensibly through this part of the course? He does. And see how hard Siddons is pushing. But Toon should hold on for 2nd place in the AMS.
Yeah. Both men looking very, very battered. Craig Jones there. Dries was a mistake, you think? On that one for Craig Jones. It did look like it cost him, but Alan Toon comes over, wraps up 2nd place here for Alan Toon. Great job for him. Another podium for Alan Toon. 3 out of 3 this evening. Let's bring up the results from race number 3. Dan Hunt is your winner with Tom Griffiths in 2nd, Andrew McEwen in 3rd. That's your 1, 2, 3 in your pose. Jamie Ayres in 4th. Then Colin Sanson taking the win in the AMS with Jamie Wilson in 6th. So Alan Toon, 3 podiums out of 3 there. Grabs the 2nd place with Fiona Siddons in 3rd. That is Siddons' 2nd podium of the night. Then you got Steve Hefford, Darren McLean, Leon Jenkins, Craig Jones and Pete Newman. Now the full reverse grid here is going to put Craig Jones and Pete Newman on pole position and 2nd, respectively, of course. That's going to be interesting.
Well, we've got a full reverse grid, haven't we? For the
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll probably be dry now, because if no more rain is forecast for the remainder of the day over there at Oulton Park, then it should be a dry one. Unless there is a touch of dampness on the circuit, but judging by the conditions, although there is
still a bit. It's that weird part, isn't it? Where it's sort of wet to dry or dry to wet. So some people out on wets, as Craig Jones out on dries. He just said dries was a mistake, and then goes out and dries for race number 4. Check that one out.
Well, you don't need to be Sherlock to know whether he was on the right tyres or not, do you?
No, to be blatantly honest, you don't. And unfortunately, let's see if he makes that same mistake again. I don't know. It's going to be on the time-based, where somebody needs to go over the line. We will see on that one and see how they get on. Don't forget, guys, if you are here for the first time, like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. It seems the Discord link is invalid for me. May I have another one? Yes, sir. I will. Hold on. Let me just make sure it doesn't expire. That will. Try that one. And contact one of the admins, preferably Jamie Ayres. You want to go? Oh, Craig! Oh, Craig! Oh, Craig! Oh, Craig! Oh, Craig!
Sorry, it's difficult for me not to laugh at that. But it just doesn't mean his evening.
Dude, are you not loving Druids, Craig Jones?
No, I hate it. It's a. Do you know what? This track's all right, but that corner is just stupid. What's even the point in having it there?
Well, I'd like to point something out, right? You said the dries were a mistake, and you're out on dry tyres again.
Hey, do you know what, though? It feels all right.
You know the definition of madness is doing the same thing, continually getting the same results, right?
But it definitely feels like there's more grip than there was in the previous race. So, I don't know. I know what you're saying, but at the moment, it feels all right.
I'm not saying that I said it, you said it.
No, I did say that, and I do think it was a mistake in that race, but the car feels a lot different in warm-up, being out on the dries in this session, so I don't know. I think I might stick with the dries again.
Oh, okay, well...
I've got nothing to lose. I've had a rotten night anyway, so, you know, let's just throw everything at it and see what happens.
Yeah, all right, mate. Well, good luck, bud, because you got 1 minute 36 to go. Have you lost Alan Toon out the gone?
Yeah, his shoulder's hurting him, so he's bailing before it gets too serious.
He's just got 3 out of 3 for podiums.
I know, I might get a podium now he's gone.
Do you know what? I was actually wishing that you crashed in race number 2. No offence, but I wanted Tooney to take the win.
Thanks, mate.
It's all right, mate. Anytime. You know what I mean? You know me. Bring the love and all that.
Yeah,
but
you got my back.
Yeah, all day. All day. Listen, I gave you an announcement. I said you won the AMS, all right? What more do you want?
Yeah, well, I've just gone around that corner without crashing, so that's a
Yeah, well, we can see on that one, Craig. Yeah. We were watching for that purpose. So there we go. All right, mate. Well, you got 50 seconds. Have a good one, bud. And I'll see, hopefully, at the end if you can get around Druids.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, mate. Bye. There you go. That was Craig Jones. He's just pleased he got round Druids. I do wonder. Oh, I don't even know. Greg's logic. Feels better in practice, so I'm going to stick with the dries. Do you think that's right?
Well, the track is improving. There's no more rain. There's not as much spray. So, yeah, I do think it will reach the crossover point. And, of course, there's the gap between the warm-up and the last race. I imagine the track will drive a little bit more. I think the dries will be the tyres to be on for this final race this evening.
All right, well, we've got a mixed 50-50 grid again. On tyres, it's half and half. I'll let you know what happens when we get onto the grid, but it is going to be a full reverse. So Craig Jones will be on pole and Pete Newman will be alongside him. So let's see what happens with them two. Wait for the grid just to pop up. They do get on the grid very speedily for race number 4, so I might have to read this quickly. Pete Newman out in front with Craig Jones in second, Leon Jenkins third, Darren McLean fourth, Steve Bevan in fifth, then Fiona Siddons, Alan Toon, Jamie Wilson, Colin Sanson and Jamie Ayres, then Andrew McEwen, Tom Griffiths and Dan Hunt at the back. Obviously, we're going to miss Alan Toon, who has had an issue with his shoulder. We're just waiting for the rest to get on the grid. I think they're a little bit undecided about tyre wear here on which one to take because none of them are really sure. But at the moment, it looks like dries could be the tyre choice. Toon, obviously, we know is not making it. Jenkins, what are you going to put on? I think he's indecisive. He's dry as well. So it looks like a full dry tyre race. And if you think the racing in the wet was manic, watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Race number 4 is green, green, green. Newman got it over the line. Jones moves directly, covers off Jenkins straight away. Now he's just got to be big and brave. You've got to rely on your tyre choice. Jenkins is going to sweep round the outside though and take that position away from Jones at the moment. Everybody on dries, no spray. That is important. These guys are going to be going at it now. Hell to leather, and McLean and Wilson are already banging. Griffiths is in there with Ayres, side by side at the moment. 2 wide, almost 3 wide, 2 wide, 2 deep. And currently Pete Newman taking the whole shot into Shell Oils. He's doing a great job. Picked up the lead of the race. Can he be caught? This is a man who's had a rotten night.
Yeah, he really needs to end this evening on a high. Pete Newman, he had a really shocking time of it last week at Silverstone, if you remember, James, as did Dan Hunt. Dan Hunt did not have a good round at Silverstone either, so this is recompense time for Pete Newman. And for Dan Hunt, who's won 3 out of 3 so far, looking to make it a clean sweep, but he's got a long way to catch up if he is to get anywhere near Pete Newman, who should excel better in these conditions.
Jones is under pressure from Hefford. Is he going to take it too wide? Backed out a little bit. Hefford got a little bit of a slide on. So did Jones on that one. Ayres is now battling away. Look at these guys going at each other further back. Ayres is just forced to Griffiths to go wide. Now he's got Hunt closing in. Now we've got McEwen closing in. It's a full dry circuit now. No punches pulled. Hunt's going to go up the inside of Ayres. Is he currently at the moment? He is. Is he going to be able to make it through? He's not. But Pete Newman out in front. Leon Jenkins tucked in behind him, 1.6 seconds ahead. So Colin Sanson's in the mix with Fiona Siddons. What is the gap across the whole field at the moment? 6 seconds from front to back. As Siddons runs a little bit wide, that opens up the door for McEwen to go past and Sanson. And at the moment, Craig Jones still up the front end here, still currently sitting in 4th overall.
Yeah, we've got a battle between Hunt and McEwen on the exit of turn number 1 of Old Hole. And Dan Hunt is able to go through into 9th place, so he needs to get on with it really and go after the rest. You just see Jamie Ayres getting out of shape on entry to Cascades, but gets away with it. The field filtering their way through this back straight of the course. And Craig Jones currently 4th overall on top of all the AMs. Darren McLean a couple of cars back from him, so Craig Jones making the right decision for once. He'll be relieved that this race is a dry one now, so he'll feel like he can win out in the end.
Yeah, don't think he's spitting. I think that's just residue coming off the back of Hefford's car here. Griffiths is tucked in behind McLean. Hunt is tucked in behind Ayres. Now, if Hunt was further up ahead of the people around him, I would say he's got a great chance of taking 4 out of 4. The problem is he's not. He's in there with some very fast guys. Jamie Ayres is not going to be able to not give him room. They're going to run side by side through Knickerbrook. Ayres took a bucket load of curb on the entry into Knickerbrook at the moment. Dan Hunt is tucked in alongside now as well on the run up. Here we go through Clay Hill and Water Tower. Coming into Druids. Hunt's got the inside line. He should open that up and carry it across the nose of Ayres. And he does do that and takes that position away. McEwen is tucked in underneath as well. He's having a go at Ayres now. Nothing doing there. What about McLean? He's still got Griffiths for company. Jones is gone. Oh, no.
It's McLean that ran into him as well, James.
No, it was Wilson.
It's Wilson, yeah, you're absolutely right. It was Wilson that ran into Craig Jones. Jones will be livid with him. He will be absolutely
Did he go
livid.
across his nose? I can't quite see. Did he go across his nose? Oh, no, he ran into him.
Yeah, he ran into him, yeah.
Oh, no. Not a happy bunny there. Hanson and Siddons are going to be on for maximum points in the AMs. Jones just got ran into. He almost got run over by Wilson. Ayres is in there with Hunt and Wilson and Griffiths. These 4 battling it out. Steve Hefford trying to get on to the back of Liam Jenkins is 3.3. Oh, that's dirty, says Soul Chain in YouTube chat. It was a little bit, mate. That wasn't after the racing you've watched, let's be real. That isn't really what the representative of the league is here. You've just watched some great racing without much contact, and then race 4 turns a little bit calamitous. Jones is out, McLean's out, Toon didn't take to the start. He's got a little bit of a shoulder issue as Alan Toon, and unfortunately it reared its ugly head tonight for him. But yeah, get well soon, Mr. Toon. Celebrate your 2 out of 2, buddy. You've done a great job so far. Heffer's looking at the inside at the moment of Jenkins. Is he going to be able to get there? He's not currently. And these guys still having a nice little ding dong. Wilson's got Hunt tucked up just behind him as well. Here we go. Through they go now. Hefford's still in there. I tell you what, Jenkins looks like he reminds me of somebody hanging on for dear life here, Tom. I've got to be honest. Hefford is looking swifty, and he is looking like he's going to try and get him very, very soon. And Jenkins is almost there, just fighting him off with his feet.
You could just see there's like a tiny little bit of spray still being kicked up from the cars, so the track will still be somewhat greasy around Oulton Park, but Hefford is carrying on regardless. Dan Hunt going through on Jamie Wilson now for 5th position, and the next driver ahead of Hunt, well, it'll be his adversary for tonight, Tom Griffiths.
Yeah, they're side by side. I think Hunt has got through. He did. Now we've got Ayres behind Wilson as well. What's he going to play here for Jamie Ayres, and where can he go? There's a battle in the AM lead with Siddons and also Sanson. They're literally nearly nose to tail. Siddons trying to get through on Sanson. Sanson gets a little bit of a wobble on. Siddons closes right in here, right in to the nose end. Is she going to be able to get through? Not this time. McEwen is off. Griffiths is off. Oh, no.
They come together. I think, well, Griffiths was ahead of Dan Hunt, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's gone off by himself, James. I think he's clipped the ball.
Oh, is it a bump?
He's hit the bump, yeah.
Yeah, spun the car round. And then McEwen, oh, okay, managed to hold it on that one. I think the timing tower had a little bit of a wobble. Jenkins, however, has got this man about as close as you could possibly want any racing driver. He is literally right alongside. Hefford's going to sweep round, is he? Is he going to be able to get it done? That's going to be the question for Steve Hefford. It's still Jenkins tucked in the nose, right in behind at the moment. Ayres is trying to get up alongside Wilson, coming into Druids, into Lodge, sorry, not this time. Down dearly they go. And Ayres is stuck where he is, and Jenkins is now stuck where he is, all at the same time. 7 minutes to go of race 4. 1 out of 4 finishes is a good night. It is for you, dear sir, unfortunately. Hey, and the one you did finish, Craig, you won, so fair play. With 7 minutes to go here of race number 4.
We've got two battles, one for the lead, one for second place, and another between Hunt, Wilson, and Ayres. And let's not discount the battle between Sanson and Siddons, the only AM drivers left in the race now. Fiona Siddons has already won a class race this season at Brands Hatch, if you remember, James. She could go for a second of this autumn campaign.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Is she going to be able to manage to get past Sanson? That's going to be the question first. And Ayres Wilson, and Hunt are still continuing to fight. They're battling away. Two battles at the moment. Hefford Jenkins. Hefford's opening up half a second. Then we've got Hunt, Wilson, Ayres still continuing to fight as they're battling once more over the hilltop. And Newman has just kind of left them all for dust at the moment.
Yeah, well, Griffiths has parked up in the garage, so his race is over. Fortunately for Tom Griffiths, it's not been the best of evenings, it has to be said, for him, but at least he can come away with a few podiums out of tonight. Dan Hunt closing down the gap on Leon Jenkins in the fight for third position. The gap coming down to 1.7 seconds as the time ticks down. The lap times we are seeing compared to earlier, the second 1 minute 51s now. It'll definitely be an 8-lap race, depending on how quickly they can get round. If they're lucky, they might just sneak in a ninth.
Yeah. Fine, see how they get on. Just, as I say, 151. What are they doing? 204. We did see a 203 in the rain. That's about 12 seconds you lose in the rain here per lap. Finds that by 7, which is roughly what we had. 7 12s. 72, 84 seconds. There's a minute 20, give or take.
It'll be an 8-lap race, James. I've just worked it out. I've just looked at it near him when he crossed over the line. If it was going to be, 4 more laps, he would need over 5.5 minutes left on the clock, and he was under that when he crossed over the line. So it'll be an 8-lap race like it has been for all the other ones. Now we've got a battle between Sanson and Siddons for the AM win.
Siddons is going to go at the inside of Islands. Can they both survive? Sanson just manages to hold on. Still some rooster tails coming out the back of the car. You just see them. They're at certain parts of the racetrack. Picks up rain, and Island Bend, it's just happened to be one of them. Sanson manages to hold on one more time. Into Britain he goes, through the left, through the right. Siddons in behind him, following it into every single move. Lost about 2 tenths, however, through that corner for Siddons. Dan Hunt closing into Jenkins. Has he got enough time, though, with a minute remaining? 4 minutes remaining, and he's got a second to get gap to make up.
Well, we'll see. Newman is heading through Lodge Corner now. The gap coming down is 6 tenths between him and Steve Hefford. The battle for the win is very much coming alive again.
Yep. It's all closing up now. All of them 4 are getting...
He's in. Newman's come in. I wonder if he clipped the tyres at one of the chicanes throughout the lap.
It's gone.
Yeah, I think he's hit the tyre barrier at the chicane, James. I don't know if you're able to get a replay of what he's done, but he's definitely hit something that has caused the damage to his car.
We can only have a look at his steering.
I think he's hit the wall somewhere. Well, he's hit the tyre stack somewhere around the racetrack as Pete Newman. It's a terrible day.
He had somewhat of a rotten race, did Newman, and in the lead on that one. So Hefford still battling it out with Jenkins, still battling it out with Hunt, and Wilson's just hanging on to the back end there. So is he going to be able, Steve Hefford, to take the victory?
Well, we'll wait and see. Well, this has helped Dan Hunt now, and he's on the tail of Leon Jenkins, heading towards Hislop. And is Hunt going to be brave around the outside that we've seen from him tonight? He is in the high ground as they come towards Knickerbrook, and Hunt finds his way through. Oh, he's pulled it off brilliantly. Very, very well done to Dan Hunt. Apart from Sir Alan Ting, he has been the driver of the night.
Yeah. Hunt there with a overtake down the outside. Now he's going to set on his bike. going after Steve Hefford. Both men gain positions. Hunt's up 11. Hefford's up 4. He's going to have... This should be the final lap of the race. This will be lap 8, I think. For Steve Hefford, it'll be the final lap. Barney's tucked up on the right-hand side. Just about see him waving. There he is, sticking his arm out. And Steve Hefford has got 8 attempts over Dan Hunt. And he's got one more lap to hold on for.
Can Hefford hold on and end Hunt's run of victories, or has Hunt got anything left in the tank as they go round Cascades for the last time? Half a second is the margin, but you don't need me to say what the gap is. You can just see the pair of them in your picture. Momo could do with a victory to wrap up what's been a pretty horrendous evening, as we said, given everything that happened to both, well, all of Steve Hefford, PVG, and Jamie Ayres. Hunt, meanwhile, just wants to get a clean sweep. We've seen it before. Ollie Ricks did it before in the summer campaign at Watkins Glen. I'm sure someone else did it earlier on in the year. Oh, that was the Amwins, actually, for Ollie Ricks back then. My apologies. But I think someone, I'm sure, has done a clean sweep.
Oh, I think this could be Hunt, you know. I think he's going to get this. I can't remember the last clean sweep we had across the board here. And I don't think it's been this season. But I tell you what, Hunt is pushing and pushing and pushing. Pete Newman had a meatball on that one. Hunt is on the hunt for another win, says Soldier. Hey, that's our job to do the puns, mate. Give over. You know what I mean? That one. But he is, you are right though, he is hunting down that 4th win. Can Hefford put him down before he gets there? There's only going to be one more corner to go. One more corner. Dan Hunt's going to be big and brave. Is he as well? No, he's getting squeezed. He is alongside. He does deserve space. It's going to be a run down to the line. Oh, Steve Hefford opened it up. I don't think Hunt's going to get the 4th. I think it is going to be Hefford. He is. What about Wilson and Jenkins? It is Jenkins. Comes over the line. I can tell you what, Hefford opened up that steering and squeezed Hunt as much as he physically could there, Tom, and he did a great job in the process.
Yeah, and we want to see the battle between Siddons has got by Sanson. So Fiona Siddons is going to take her 2nd class win of the season. Very, very well done to her.
And this is why.
He caught the curb heavily as well. Oh, don't take it. Oh, my goodness me. I think Sanson would have had a slap on the wrist after that had he come together with Siddons. I think someone would have given him a knuckle sandwich or something like that.
What would he have done though? What could Fiona Siddons, or what could she have done here? Watch how close this one. How close this was. We're going to stay on this side because this is where it happens. Comes over, literally.
Whisker. Very, very lucky.
That would have been both of them out at that point. Right, here are the results for the feature race, the final race of the evening. Steve Hefford takes the victory. He stops Dan Hunt's clean sweep. Liam Jenkins in 3rd, Jamie Wilson in 4th, Jamie Ayres in 5th, Colin Sampson. Wow, that was close. You think? Fiona Siddons takes a victory in the AMS. Colin Sampson there takes 2nd. Pete Newman in 9th, Tom Griffiths in 10th, who didn't finish. Neither did Darren Clean, Craig Jones and Sal Allen on that one. Sure, Fiona misses Colin, but not me. Look, bigger gap in the car. No, it was very, very, very... very close there as well. So fair play for you guys in that one. Fiona deserved it. She was all over me. I was pushing the start in front. Yeah, you was. You hit the curb, mate, and bounced yourself up in the air. Soul Chain, did that Discord link work? Let me know before we end the broadcast, please, and give me an insight into if it did or not. That would be absolutely amazing. And hopefully, you never know, if it did work and you can get on track and reach out to Jamie Ayres and have a chat with him. I'm sure they might look and see what they can do. But Tom, sum up the evening for us.
It's entertaining. A lot of wet races as well. We had 3 wet races involving the grid. Thankfully, we had a dry one at the end. And now they'll be thinking about Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit. They've already raced at Brands Hatch this season. That was on the Grand Prix layout. Now they'll do it all over again on the Indy course.
Oh, Indy circuit. That is going to be like going round and round about 50 times. It's just, there you go. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But that's going to wrap it up, I think, guys, as well. Thank you so much to everybody that has joined us. Hope you've been entertained by the racing tonight. Let's be real. It's been absolutely amazing. One of the best MX5 races here as well. But for now, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.
Jungle.